Yes, and here we are back for another episode of Let's Not Argue with myself and Mr. Sean Thomas, owner of Go Vegan Philly Restaurant. I said that right. Yeah, Go Vegan Philly Restaurant.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, check them out. Check them out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff at Go Vegan Philly.
Yes.
And
we are now, for the time being, we'll be operating out of Delaware County in Fullcroft until we transition to our new restaurant, which we have a few things on the table. I won't, speak on them too soon, but
don't put them out.
Know that we're coming. Yep.
Yeah. We'll let you know when
we'll let you know
where to go.
But you can always still get the good foods every Friday and Saturday. Still, Go Vegan Philly.
Listen, the food is delicious. Let me tell you, I don't advertise much, especially if I don't get paid for it. All right.
Right.
But this brother is my brother right here, and I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not just because I know him. All right. The food is good. The food is good. All right. And I'm not a vegan.
Thank you.
But I go and I eat that food. I'm like, man, this is good. This is good food. You know what I mean? Anyway, with that being said, it's gonna make me hungry. But here we are, like I said, back for another episode of Let's Not Argue here on New Twist Radio. And so many things have been going on. Last time we talked to you, we were talking about George Floyd. We talked about Central Park Karen. We talked about the comments by Joe Biden of if you vote for Trump, you're not black and all like that. We're going to continue some of those conversations, but we also know that last week at the time of this recording, last week was election day. And it was a primary election, local elections, and all like that. And Sean, you put something on Facebook that caught my eye. I commented on it. Of course, we're not going to argue about it because we're two grown men, civilized men, and we're going to have a discussion about it. He feels a certain way about it. I feel a certain way about it, and I feel like we should have this conversation because I feel like it's healthy to have these conversations all the time.
Absolutely.
And it's not a conversation to change his mind. It's not a conversation for him to change my mind. It's just a conversation to know where each other stands on the debate and to understand. We understand where people are coming from. Okay.
Right. We both want the best.
Exactly. We both want
the best.
If you've been listening to this show and you don't know that we both want the best, then you really haven't been listening to the show.
Right.
But with that being said, and I'm about to pull everything off. I almost pulled everything off the shelf just now, getting comfortable. So let me get myself together. Oh, you know what? Can I say something about the song you just put out, or
Yes, absolutely.
Yo, the song he just put out. Look, listen. Go to the Instagram page, Dope DNA. What's it? Dope _DNA.
Dope DNA _Dope DNA _DOPE DNA.
Dope song.
Yes, on Instagram.
Dope song. And I told him I don't just toot the song because I know him, man. If I don't like the song, I just won't mention it. But, when I like the song, I hit him up. I'm like, yo, I like that joint right there. And it's right on time. And it's right on time.
Right on.
So let's get back on focus here. Election day. A lot of people went out to vote. There's still elections going on throughout the country. Just recently, the state of Georgia had some issues with their election booths and all like that. That's not what we're here to talk about, but we're here to talk about more so the aspect of voting in itself. Do you vote? Do you not vote? Why or why not? What are your feelings on voting? A lot of people have different feelings on voting,
right.
and all are pretty much justified in their own way.
Right.
And this is how we're at. And I'll start off and talk about mine, and I'll let you have the floor. And you can talk about your views on voting. So for me, voting is some people call it a right, some people call it a responsibility. For the most part, when I vote, I want to vote due to the local politics. Here's the problem with voting for local politics. Local politicians. Unless you live in a big city or unless you're really involved in the political process, going to town meetings or whatever your area may have, you probably do not know much about the local candidates. And that's where my issues lie with the local politicians and local voting. However, I am involved with youth. I am involved with schools and things like that. And I hope for the best. And I believe that one of the better ways for me to do that outside of doing things on my own is to try to get someone in power whose views align along with mine or close with mine. With that being said, I'll hold some of my other opinions to further along in the show so we can have something to talk about. Would you like to put your views on voting out?
Yeah. Personally, I don't vote because politic game. Black people don't really understand it. They vote because they're told to. And for most of our lives, we do a lot of things because we're told to. If you have children, and you were a child, everybody was a child, at one point. And if you have children, if you have nieces and nephews, when you tell them to do something, you always notice they ask why. Why? Even children know to ask why. And most parents don't have answers, and they just say what? Because I said so.
Man, that's
but
the best
children
part of
are
being
brighter.
A parent, man.
Okay, but you know what I'm saying, and also the universe will return that karma and that favor for you in the worst way.
Hey.
But you understand how that works. It don't bend and it don't break for nobody. You know what I'm saying? But I use that to open your mind up to what I'm about to say. Children always ask why, and you should always have a why, an answer. No one in life should just be doing something because someone told them to. But as we get older and become adults, we didn't heard that so much as children because I said so, because we mess up our children's minds that they become adults. And then what we call today, what? Sheep. Look at these sheep. Look at these people just going along and get along. Going, because as a child, you already screwed them up. Why? Because I said so. Why? Because I said so. Why? You get hit, you get beat, you get yelled at, you get to the point where they say, you know what? I'm never asking why again. And then you end up where we are now as a people at the bottom, because no one wants to answer a decent question because of what I just said. And no one has an answer to the decent question because they haven't been told, because they were told because I said so. And that's how the Democrats and the Republicans go about it. Why should I vote for you, Joe Biden or Obama or whoever it is? Why? Because I said so. And everything they say is saying that without having to say that, just because I said so. But you're not giving me anything to tell me what benefits me if I give you my vote. This is an exchange. Quid pro, what they call it?
Quid pro quo.
Pro. All right? This is an exchange. Goods for dollars. Goods for votes. It's the same. When I go to 7-Eleven, I put my stuff on they give me goods, I give them money. This is the same.
So have you...
Imagine, I want you to imagine you go to the supermarket, you get $400 worth of groceries, and you just walk out. You don't even get you don't even get them. You give them your money, $400, and you leave the groceries there. You didn't get anything for your money. You didn't get anything for it. So why continue to do that when you're getting nothing? You wouldn't stay in a relationship in your home like that. Or at least I hope you wouldn't. Somebody's treating you horribly for years and years and years, decades and decades, and you're still with them. There's something wrong with you. Now, there's nothing wrong with them. Politics, to me, and I'm going to just keep it real with you, a politician to me is a prostitute. You buy them, you lease them, you rent them, and when you get your benefit from it, you let them go. But I am giving you this in exchange for something to happen. I'm not just voting just because somebody's going to scare me into voting. Again, go back to because I said so. And make you feel like because you didn't vote, somebody else won, and now they doing wrong. Even though the Democrats run every state where black people get treated the worst.
This is true. Let me ask you this. 2 questions for you. You've never voted, or have you ever voted?
I've never voted.
Okay.
I've never voted.
And do you not vote because, I mean, I know you just explained, you had a great explanation, but do you not vote because you don't feel like your vote is going to, basically, like your analogy just now, you're not getting anything back for it?
I don't, that's one, but another reason I don't vote is because it's going to be my vote that gets the person in that does horrible things to people. And I voted for that. So now there's blood on my hands. I voted for that. Democrats do horrible things. Republicans do horrible. Matter of fact, they were a little while ago, they were switched. The Republicans used to be the Democrats. It was the Democratic Republican Party.
When the
And they were called the Dixiecrats.
When the slaves were freed, because people always say the Republicans freed the slaves. Well, that may be true. However, there was a platform switch. Sometime after that.
There you go. They walked across the street and changed clothes.
Yeah, it was a platform switch.
They changed clothes.
Technically, they're right, but technically, they're also wrong.
Right.
The views were different. Absolutely.
Right. I don't want it to be. And now we vote on this nonsense of lesser of the evils. If you vote for evil, that's because you evil yourself. Nobody of good votes for anything evil. There's no God nowhere in space or time that you believe in or anybody else believe in that will side with evil of any magnitude for any reason. If you vote for evil, that means you're evil yourself. Okay? There's no lesser of two evils. There's no that's so crazy to me to even go about life like that. Let's change that for a minute from politicians to babysitting. If there were two candidates to watch your children, and one of them raped 40 children, and the other one raped 13 children, technically one of these is the lesser, right?
Technically.
So, you know what I'm saying? One of these is the lesser of the evils, right? Because he got less children on his record than the other guy. But now, go pick and tell me how crazy you are now.
That would be crazy. That would be ridiculous.
That's okay.
So let's
one of these people have good intentions.
Let's have this conversation. Do you feel like how do I want to phrase this question? So do you feel like if there were first of all, let me just say this. Before I even ask the question. I've said on this show, and if I haven't said it on the show, I've said it on other shows. I think the two-party system is ridiculous. It's out of date. The party system, period, because there's actually more than two parties, but the party system, period, is ridiculous. It's very divisive. Okay, it's very divisive. It forces you to have to go one way or another. I've noticed within myself, within the two-party system, that I have views that coincide on both sides. I have views that would align with what would be considered Republican views. I have views that what would be considered to align with Democratic views. So I am a registered Democrat because, as you said, that's just, growing up, that's what everybody around me was. That's just what I thought because, conditioning. That's what I thought I was supposed to be. Now, what I want to do is re-register, and I really don't. Oh, I'll get into that in a second. I do want to re-register. I want to register as an independent, and what that would mean is, as an independent, I would not have been able to vote in the primary when the primary was. However, if I go to the voting booth, I would be able to vote on sometimes they have questions and things. Like, do you want to legalize marijuana, which has never been on my ballot. I'm waiting for it, but it's never been on my ballot. But, they have questions. Do you feel this should be this and this should be that? So as an independent, you can do that in the primaries, but you can, in the general election, you can vote for whoever you want as an independent. Excuse me. With that being said, would you feel like you would vote if there were a candidate? Let's say somebody.
Yeah.
Let's say me. Let's say it was me.
I know where you're going. Mm-hmm. So I'm not opposed to voting.
Okay.
I'm not opposed to it just because I haven't done it, and I'm saying what I'm saying. I'm not opposed to voting, but
you're opposed to voting.
Give me a candidate.
Something that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I think. Let me put my own horse in the race. Mm-hmm. Let me put black people, and all people should have their pony in the race. I understand why whites run to the polls because the people they're voting for look like them. No matter which side they pick, it looked like them. Voting hadn't really benefited them either in no kind of way. But at least they could say, well, the guy looks like me, so But listen to the candidates, the black ones and the white ones. Listen to them when they say, "I'm here to represent all the people." That means they're not talking about me. They're not talking about me because you can't represent all the people. You can't represent black people and white people at the exact same time because we have different needs. We have different needs.
Everybody has different needs. Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely.
You can. So when they say that, all people, like we the people, all people, that mean white people. Because that's who put the money behind them.
Here's one thing about politics that I don't like. And it's no matter who's in office, whether they're good, bad, or indifferent, when they impose a policy for something else is going to be affected negatively.
Yeah.
You know,
absolutely. And that's usually black people.
Absolutely.
That's usually black people. We get our fair share of everything negative.
Absolutely.
We get our fair share of everything negative.
Now let me put this on your mind. In my belief, that this is how I believe it. I believe that now I've never been told this or anything like that. This is just something that I believe. When people are running for office, they know they strategically campaign, right? That's why you see Hillary at the Breakfast Club. Okay, that's why you see certain politicians doing certain things. They strategically campaign. They know that this district has a certain amount of voters. They have a certain amount of black voters, white voters, whatever the case may be, right? Whether or not they vote for them or vote for their party or not, they know the amount of voters, or they know how. But they know what usually turns out. Okay.
Yeah.
And historically, our people have not turned out. I think the first time Obama ran was like historic numbers for black people voting. Now, those historic numbers were not the same for Hillary, which was what they saying was probably part of the reason she lost. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. There is
but 94% of black people voted. 94. So the numbers are still historic. 94. That's how she won. She won. She just didn't get the electoral thing.
Right. She won the popular vote, which the electoral college is ridiculous to me too.
And most black people don't even live in those states.
So let me put this before I put the other thing on your mind. Let me put this on your mind. When I go to the ballot last week or whenever it was, there was the primary. Like I said, I'm a registered Democrat. There was Joe Biden. There was what's my name? Bernie. What's his name? Bernie Sanders. Excuse me. And there was, I believe it was Klobuchar or no, it was somebody else, a female. I forgot her name. And then you can vote for one of them, and then you're supposed to vote for like 9 people from the electoral college, however it's which I have to do some research on that personally, because I personally do not remember that previously. So, but like I'm thinking, okay, let's say I voted for Biden. But let's say I selected all the electoral college people for Bernie. Like each electoral college person represented a different candidate. So let's say I voted for all the electoral college for Bernie, which probably doesn't make sense to do that. But let's say I did it. Who am I really voting for? Because it's the electoral college that determines the president. Thank you. Now this is what I wanted to originally put on your mind real quick. With them knowing that certain amount of people vote in this district, and I'm going to put my efforts into this because I have an opportunity to win this. There is on most ballots, most of the time, especially in the generals, you'll see an option for none of the above. Like there's a write-in vote. You can write in for somebody, or you can choose to not vote for somebody. And I've done that before, where I've gone in and I've voted for none of the above. And the reason I do that is because I want them to know I'm there. I mean, they're not going to know I'm personally there, but they're going to know that there is a voter here that doesn't like either one, right? And if people did, I think if people did that in the grand phase, if there was a lot of people that end up doing that, none of the above, I think that would make more of an impact than not voting. What do you say about that?
So, all right, ask me again. Say it again.
So you have an opportunity to go into the booth and vote for none of the above. So let's say
Yes.
let's say we go it's general. Let's say it's Biden and Trump. They're running against each other. You don't want to vote for Trump. You don't want to vote for Biden. The whole lesser of two evils thing that people talk about. So you say I'm voting, but I'm voting for none of the above. Do you feel like that would have a stronger impact than not voting at all?
It could, because then they get to gauge and see how important maybe a third, or fourth, or fifth party is. You know, that's all. They just want to see. White people live by the measurement system. You can't measure it; it don't exist. White people, you got to be able to measure it. Same with me. I live by the same one. Can you measure it? That's how I know if I'm getting a good deal or a bad deal. Can we measure this? Most of the things black people get are unmeasurable. You can't measure it. You can't measure. You go to white people, oh, we want equality. White people snap their face, okay, you got it. We want, freedom. Okay, you got it. Now go ahead. Now get on out of here. You ain't getting nothing. You ain't getting nothing you can measure.
Get on out of here.
You ain't get, you know what I'm saying? You ain't getting to get on out of here. Okay, you got it. Snap it, go, you got it. Go ahead. What else y'all want? But you ain't getting nothing you can measure. So that's why they doing that. They want to see, they're measuring right now to see what's what, how they want to go forward to the future with that. But, my thing is, again, I'm not opposed to voting, but what's the policies? What are you talking about specifically for me?
Right.
What are you talking about specifically for me? Who goes into anything wanting, you just want everything for everybody else and nothing for yourself? Right. That's what's happening.
And people tend to vote for their own interests.
Yeah, you should. That's what it's about. That's why it's politics.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What do I get? What do I give? Black people don't ask for nothing. Again, because you've been trained, because I said so. You don't ask for nothing. You know what I mean? When we go in this store, don't you ask for nothing, don't you touch nothing, don't you look at nothing. That's the same way politics work. Don't you ask for nothing, don't you touch nothing, don't you look at nothing. That's how politicians go about us right now. Don't ask for shit, don't look at shit, don't touch it. Just be happy I brought you to the store. To get nothing.
I remember those days.
And I live by a certain code when I do something. I say, how will my children feel about this? What would they think? I go home and tell my children, don't be a follower, be a leader. But here I go following, being a Democrat for no good God reason at all. Except for the fact that somebody just told me to do it. Right. Okay, when your children, imagine your children come home, your daughter come home, your son come home, police got them. They try to rob a bank, rob a store. They done rape the girl or something. And then, what the hell you do? I was just following everybody because everybody else was doing it. Because everybody else was doing it.
We don't do
okay,
that.
And then you get the wailing on them, socking them, beating them down because they just gave you the stupidest reason in the world for why they did it. Why did you do it? Why did you break the people's window? Why did you steal the car? Why? Because everybody else was doing it. So that doesn't work for you as a parent with your child, but that works for you as an adult in a voting booth, just because everybody else is doing it. There's no good reason why you just push that button for blue or red. And I would love to have everybody's children there when they pushing that button so them children can ask why. Why are you voting for him, mama? Why are you voting for him, daddy?
Hey,
and you ain't got no real... Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish your thought.
And nobody have a real answer. It'll go back to the thing I just said. Because, somebody told me to, because that's it. You don't have no answer. And you look crazy to children. That's why they grow up, they don't even listen to it. You think they listen to you, ain't listen to you because they know you bullshitting. They know you bullshitting, man. They know. And that's what you're seeing right now in the uprising of the children. They're tired of it. They're tired of being bullshitted, man. By their parents, by the system, by the school, by the church, by the state. They're tired of it. They're tired of it, man. That's what you say. Why you see stuff burning?
Because they tired of it. Absolutely.
They're tired, man. They're tired of being bullshitted, man. Told about what school going to do, especially black children. Go to school and get a job. Ain't no more jobs. Why you keep telling me this? Ain't no more jobs.
So can I tell you one thing? So
go ahead.
Somebody, I had a vote for the Democratic primary. Like somebody voted for me, like wrote me in.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna tell you how I know that, but somebody wrote.
Go ahead.
Somebody wrote me. I'm not gonna tell you how I know.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
but somebody voted. Somebody voted for me. So.
I
mean, I'm not gonna win. Wow. I think it's probably the only one vote I got. But
right. But, from years of miseducation and conditioning, man, we just go about, go along and get along. We just go about, man, We don't get nothing, and it's like we comfortable with that.
But do you feel like that's
what I mean?
changing? Do you feel like that's starting to change with this generation coming up? Like
Yeah,
I feel like it's changing. I feel like it's starting to change with like us and passing what we've been exposed to down to the generation behind us, and your children, my children's generation, and kind of like I came up in an era where, of course, education was very important to my family. Right, I have a family of educators on my mom's side, family of educators. They also, they were also on the civil rights side of things, where, Rosa Parks came to the crib, chilled at the crib. Betty Shabazz. When when Betty Shabazz died, okay, I don't even know if I should be putting this out there, but when Betty Shabazz passed away back in the 90s, there's certain family members that I have whose phones were tapped. And you know how you can hear the click and all like that after a certain, there are certain family members of mine whose phones were tapped and want to know what the conversation was. I don't know why. I don't know why. I won't know why. But it's very interesting to me because they knew that my family was part of those movements. And they
want to make sure. See, even before phone taps, before that, it was illegal for black people to gather in a certain amount of people without one or two white people being there. Right. Because they wanted to make sure you wasn't talking about freedom. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And even still, you see it going on today. It just be, groups of black people, but it'd be like one white person, two white people. On TV, you see it on TV, you know what I mean? All kind of stuff. You'd be like, wow, that's to make sure you ain't talking about freedom. Because black people got this thing where they don't like to make white people uncomfortable. A lot of black people don't tell the truth because they don't want to offend white people. They don't want to offend their white friendships, their white hire. So they are afraid to tell the truth. They're what I like to call prisoners of white friendship. Prisoners of white hire. You're a prisoner. If you can't tell the truth about your family, there's something wrong there. That's not a friend of yours.
There you go.
You are afraid. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people on Facebook, answering a lot of people, they don't want to, no, because I don't want white people to think that, no. But how come every time I love myself, it translates to me? I don't hate anybody.
And it's funny. It's funny that, I'm not one to worry about necessarily. I shouldn't say I'm not worried about what someone else is thinking. Like, I care about people's feelings. But when it comes to posting something on Facebook that might rock the boat, I'll just do it. You know what I mean? I'm not one to post vulgarity and stuff like that, but I will post things that'll rock the boat. And a lot of times, one person that will engage in conversation with me outside of my circle of friends is a white Republican, a very very Republican, and he will and we won't bat. It's not a conversation like we're having right now. It's a conversation. Right. Say, well, true question. This, that, and the third. Like, it'll be a genuine question. It was somebody that I knew from high school, and we would have the conversation, and then I'll tell them. Actually, last time we had this conversation, I said, I want to invite you to come on to the radio station, and let's have this conversation, because these are conversations that need to be had in order to understand where people are coming from. So they understand where we come from. We understand where they come from. I'm probably pretty sure we understand where they come from. We just feel like they don't understand where we come from. They've let us know where they come from for many, many years. But those are the conversations that, like, we're having conversation right now. We didn't go. I didn't say you're not voting. That's stupid. You didn't say, yo, you voting. That's stupid. No, we had a conversation to see where everybody stands. See where each other stands, and we have a better understanding for each other's feelings on voting. I want to shift gears just a little bit, okay, with all the recent events going on. There's been a lot of talk about, and personally, I'm let's just get into it. They're talking a lot about defunding the police. A lot of these marches, they want to defund the police. To me, what does that mean to me? To me, that means they don't want any money going to the police, to the stations, to the precincts, or whatever, however it works. Personally, I'll tell you what, I'm in favor of them not having as much funding. But if you say defunding, to me that means no money.
Yeah. Now, well, you defund, but that don't mean dismantle.
I'm definitely not for dismantling.
You're just taking funds that would be allocated to them for things like riot gear and assault rifles, extra tanks and things that they buy with that they don't need. And you're saying, okay, we're going to take those funds and we're going to put that on education.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
We're going to. I'm definitely
you know what I'm saying? We're going to take they're not saying we're going to take your salary. No, they're still going to, be able to pay their mortgage even when it's done. They're still going to have a job. They're still going to be able to pay their rent, mortgage, light bill, syndicates, all of that. But they're saying there's this extra funds that we give y'all to do extra things that really ain't necessary because it sits around. You know how many stealth bombers that we ain't used that we spent $1 billion on that never got flown? Nobody ever flew the plane. But we brought it in 1970. We brought it in 1980. We brought it in 1990, and it never saw the light of day to be in a fight.
Side note, real quick. Do you remember when we were kids how they kind of advertised the stealth bomber to kids?
Yes, I do.
What do you remember?
But they made that seem like like that was just the coolest plane ever. It was black. You know what I mean? Stealth, the way it was shaped. Like, ooh, that's crazy. And then I realized what they used that for.
Yeah.
Like, wow, they kill people with that plane.
Do you happen
but
to
I
remember,
thought it was the coolest thing.
And it was supposed to be like quiet and fast and all that. But do you remember they put them in I don't remember what the fruit snacks was called, but there was a fruit snacks that had planes.
Yeah, it was in the fruit snacks.
And it was like get the one with the stealth bomber. They added that, and then later on in life you realize what the stealth bomber was really for. It's like, man,
right.
Y'all wanted us to buy the fruit snacks because it had the stuff, and you just thought the stuff as a kid. You just thought it was the coolest thing in the world.
Okay, this is how they program you.
Absolutely,
it's called programming. Even through your candy, they program you. Through everything, through every stop, they do your entertainment, sex, candy, food, labor, law, education. They get you. White supremacy is in everything. And that's when you don't understand it, racism, white supremacy, everything else will confuse you, including voting. You'll be confused because you don't understand white racism, white supremacy. You don't understand it. So then it goes back to what? Because I said so. You just go along and get along until you go along so far that you in hell. Everything's burning. Everything's burning. And that's what we did for the last, I don't know how many years of this, man.
A whole bunch of years. I want to bring one more thing in before we wrap this up. Something that really actually bothering me. Okay, I'm not getting mad. All right, I want you to know, because I told you what you told me. It resounded. I'm not getting mad about it. It's really not something to be mad about, right? It's annoying, frustrating, and confusing at the same time. Okay. The whole since George Floyd's death, man, may George Floyd rest in peace, man. He should still be on this earth, walking this earth right now. Since George Floyd's death, right? Everyone wants to act like, and I'm talking about these big time companies and establishments. Everyone wants to act like they get it now. They stand behind black folks now, and it annoys me. It annoys me, and I'm telling you why it annoys me. One of the biggest things that annoys me, and some people loved this gesture. I liked it when I first saw it. I liked it when I first heard about it, and who would be seeing it on a daily basis. But but right now, it annoys me. One of the biggest annoyances I have right now is the Black Lives Matter painted on the street down in D.C. I'm very annoyed by that, right? I mean, great, okay, well, they painted on. Okay, good. That does not that really does nothing. That does nothing.
Does nothing. It does nothing for Black life. Black people can't eat it. Black people can't spend it.
Do nothing with that. That's not helping nobody. Like, that's nothing.
But check this out. There's a Black Lives Matter street in a city, D.C., in a place where black people are only 35% of the population, and used to be 85.
Used to be Chocolate
City.
Which
means used to be, keyword, used to be Chocolate City. Why? Because almost 90% of the city was black. Now, today, 35 or lower is black, which means you're being gentrified. So in a while, black people won't even be allowed on that street.
Yeah.
And now here's the kicker. Anytime you name something black, anytime they can associate it with it being a black thing, it's easy to get rid of. It's easy for white people to get rid of it. All right, it's like Obama with the Health Care Act, with the Obamacare. They named it that because it's easy to get rid of, because it's seen as a black thing.
Right.
That's why they had to try to change it to Affordable Care. Change that name.
Here's the other thing. Here's the other thing that's been bothering me, and it's along the same lines. I play video games. I'm a little bit of a gamer. I'm not a gamer, but I play games, here and there. And I turn on these games, or I go to a website to look at something, and what do they have? First thing they have a disclaimer: Black Lives Matter. We stand with blah blah blah. But wait a minute.
I finished all my assignments.
But what happened before George Floyd? What happened before? What happened when Trayvon got killed? What happened?
Right. Where were they? Where was everybody? So you mean to tell me white folks were so oblivious to what was happening to black people that they just woke up last week?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
They just woke up last week.
It annoys the hell out of me.
All right. So these companies, when you see these Disney, you see these companies want to all of a sudden try to donate money to a black cause, which is fake. Black people want to see the light of day on any of that money. That's called money laundering.
Where's that money going? Come on. We want to donate our money to the efforts. How you measure that? Again, where's the efforts bank account?
How do you measure it?
Y'all can kiss my ass.
You cannot measure. They give you unmeasurable things.
We want to donate,
and we just go for it. And we just go for it. You can't measure it. How do I know this effectively? You can't measure it. No. Okay, this is why this is called political correctness. I'm going to teach y'all this tonight, and I'm not going to say it again. Political correctness means to never talk about black people, never help black people, never assist black people. That's what political correct means. This is why nobody talks about it. This is why when they give to a cause, they give to NAACP, these things that never help black people. This is why black celebrities, when they want to do something for black people, they run to Africa and build a school for girls over there. Even though they actually grew up in Chicago their whole life, or North Carolina, or Philadelphia, or Compton. But why you in Africa when it was Compton who pushed you to the top of the tennis world? Why you in Africa, Oprah, when it was Chicago, black people push you to the top of the world? Why is Jay-Z in Africa building water tunnels when Brooklyn pushed you? They need water.
And so does Flint, y'all. Flint still needs
water,
too.
So it is politically incorrect. You are never supposed to do anything for black people. This is why they run over there and make it look like, well, I'm doing something for black people. I'm in Africa doing something for black Africa. But no, nigga, you grew up in Brooklyn. You grew up in Chicago. You grew up in Mississippi. You grew up in Compton. Why are you not doing anything sustainable for those residents? Because they know it'd be off with their head if they ever tried to boost black people up. This is why they do that.
That's why we got to do it on
This is why.
Why you got to do it on
This is why. Okay, you get unmeasurable things like a street. I don't want a street. There's plenty of streets named after black people, and nothing happened on those streets. Nothing good happened on none of them.
That's true. That was the running.
All right.
The running. I don't even want to call it a joke, but the running issue. They say the worst street in every city is Martin Luther King Boulevard.
That's right. Okay. So for a black woman to act like, oh, look, I'm a hero now. Look, y'all, I got y'all a street named Black Lives Matter. What that name? That don't even mean nothing. Right. And she know that. But she know if she ever tried to do something sustainable with black people for real, they'd get up out of there. Mm-hmm. They'd get her right up out of there. But this is how they fool black people with this symbolism, this symbolic and this ceremonial crap. It's crap, man. You have to stop being happy with crap. All right? It's like a person laying on a pile of poop and saying, well, it's soft. It's still poop. Yeah, it's soft, but you're laying on shit, man. Right. At some point, you got to point it out and recognize that. But we've been laying there for so long, we can't even smell it. We can't even smell it, man.
We got to go after more sustainable things. That's basically what we're saying. Painting something.
You understand?
Cars are going to go over that. People are going to walk over that. Y'all see what happens to the lines on the street.
People going to spit on it, piss on it, walk on it.
They're going to do everything on it. Come on.
Okay, man. So what does that mean? What does that mean? Nothing. You happy about that? People going to walk on it and, like I said, pee on it at night and spit and throw food and trash, and there's going to fade cars going to ride over. Who cares?
Thank you.
Who cares, man? And this is how you fool children and thinking they got something. People taking their children out there. Do you know black people weren't even allowed in Disney World before Martin Luther King died? He wasn't even allowed to see Orlando.
I did not know that.
Okay, before King died. Then when King died, then that's when they allowed black people to come down there. And black people take their children to see a rat before they take them to see Martin Luther King grave. I know black people, children went and saw a damn rat, a white supremacy rat, and don't even know where King is buried. Never touched his grave, his house, or nothing. Never touched Malcolm X's grave site, house, home, nothing. But your kids can talk about this rat that don't do nothing for black people. We out our mind. Our brains are knocked loose.
Hey, I
our brains. Now imagine. I want you to imagine the Jews taking their children to a German Nazi carnival, and being happy that their children touched a rat. Okay,
that ain't happening.
Touch a German Nazi rat. Come on, man.
Had a quick analogy before we go ahead and wrap this up. You were talking about the gestures. We go after the gestures, right? So this is my analogy for the
stop.
All the companies saying they stand with the Black Lives Matter and the Black Lives Matter paint on the street. That's the equivalent to you playing a video game and you giving your little brother the controller that's not connected to anything.
Not hooked in.
But they feel like they're playing right along
playing in the game.
Yeah.
They think that they're playing the game. You know what I'm saying? That's how they doing. That's how they doing. That's how they doing this, man. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, that's what it's just money laundering, man, for big companies. That's how they do it. Black death, black pain is a big deal.
Right.
They can make money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They don't care about black life. They care about black dollars.
It's just like having cancer. The money ain't in the cure. The money is in the disease.
Yeah. Okay. I heard that the Jordan brand. I heard the Jordan brand gave $100 million. Disney gave $5 million.
To what?
To what though?
To what?
Okay, now listen. If I got $100 million, if I'm really trying to help black people, and I say, how much you got, Jordan? I got $100 million. How much you got, Disney? I got $5. How much? Some police union somewhere gave, I think, $100 million and then $150 million. Okay, I got 100. Jordan got 100. Y'all got 150. I got 5. Y'all got 2. They got 3. They got 1. They got 500,000. Okay, we got multi-million dollars now. We don't have to give to no charity. Let's just pick a city, Harlem, Philly, Compton, whatever, Detroit, Chicago. Pick a city, and we'll go there and we'll build a school for them. Black school. It's their school. They run it. They hire. Okay, not a school. Let's do a bank. We got $100 million, right? We got $100 million, right? They can have their own bank, right? Okay, no bank. Okay, let's do a supermarket. They don't have no supermarket, no black. So let's build a supermarket for them. Let's build a school. Let's build no. Okay, no supermarket. Let's build a hospital. Why do we have to wait? Why do we have to do something with you? Why? I just do it myself. Okay, that lets you know right there that they are authorized not to do anything specifically for black life.
And here's another thing. So you got this money that goes in for supposedly for the efforts, right? What does the money actually pay for?
What does it pay for?
What does it pay for?
Like I said,
like I just said,
we don't have no hospital. We don't have no bank. We don't have no schools. We don't have no grocery markets of our home. We don't have anything. Okay, so if these celebrities or whoever, these big corporations want to get, how come you just don't say, here's a check, show me some land, let's put a school right there. Here's a check, show me some land, let's put a bank right there. Here's a check, show me some land, let's put a supermarket there. Here's a check, show me some land, let's put a hospital there.
Let me stop.
Heinemann Hospital is up right now for sale.
Let me
Germantown
stop
High School is up right now.
Let me stop you real quick because I do want to mention something, but I don't want to get into it. We can talk about it another time. Dr. Umar Johnson. People know who he don't know who he is. Look him up. Wants to start a school for black men, for black children. But he's caught a lot of flack over it because the school hasn't been built yet. He's gotten a lot of donations but he's been catching a lot of flack. Do you feel like the skepticism is deserved because the school isn't built yet, or should we just?
Whose school is this?
This is Dr. Umar Johnson's school, the Frederick Douglass Medgar Evers Academy that he wants to build for black men, for black children. And I believe he wanted to build it in Virginia or in that area, the DMV area, I believe. He's from Philadelphia. He's a Philly guy. He's from Philadelphia. You know who he is, who Dr. Umar Johnson is?
Yeah.
Okay. So he like I said, he's caught a lot of flack because the school is not built yet. He has received I don't know the exact number. I want to say he's received millions of dollars in donations to build a school.
Right.
He's caught, like I said, he's caught a lot of flack because it's not built yet. Should we just be patient and see if this school gets built, or should we hold his feet to the fire and say, look, we've donated this money. Where is this school? Now, like I said, we could talk about it another time. I mean, but
no. I mean, you gotta, it's going to take time when you start from the bottom. When you try to be independent, it's not going to happen as fast as somebody already got multi-millions. It'll happen faster if, let's say, if Jay-Z wanted to help him, if Beyonce wanted to help him, if Oprah wanted to help him, if Bob Johnson wanted to help him. Y'all see what he's doing? It'll happen a lot faster. It'll happen just as fast as one day you riding down the road and there ain't no Wendy's there. Then the next day you ride down the road, is a Wendy's there. When did they put that there? You ever look like, when did that? Wait, I was just on this road. It's almost like they dropped a box there that was already done. You ain't even there. Wasn't no construction. Wasn't no bricks and wood. And I mean, one day it was empty. The next day it was a whole building there.
Yeah, that's how they do it. You ain't know that's how they do it? They just drop the box and move.
Okay, just drop the box there.
Like a drone.
You know what I'm saying?
Like a drone down.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? But, we got some nerve that, where's the school? He ain't got no help. He ain't got no help. White people been saying they're going to give you reparations for years. You ain't never asked them where's that.
Man, please.
You never asked them where's the check.
First of all right, so I just saw something recently about reparations. About Bob Johnson had a proposal. Man, that proposal's a joke, if you ask me.
Straight joke.
A joke.
Straight joke.
I'm not even gonna put the proposal out there, but I've told you what I proposed, and you've added to it and stuff like that. I propose that black people don't pay any type of income or property taxes for whatever amount of years, 400, 240 years.
Everything.
No interest loans on money if that's the route you want to take on getting money as a loan. Education.
Damn near. Listen.
Go ahead.
Everything should be free. Everything should be free for black people because we did everything for free.
Absolutely.
For free. We did everything for free. Okay. Every time you go in the supermarket and get you a basket and put some groceries in it, if you're black, you should be able to walk straight out the door. It's already paid for. It's already paid for. Like somebody, prepay for your movie tickets or something. All you got to do is just go there and hit the gate. It's already paid for. It's already paid for. It's already paid for. Nearly Fuller Jr. once said, famously, if you ever want to see a coon, the coon is the person you see in the mirror when you're brushing your teeth. All right? Everybody just conceding just with the rules. Everybody just going along with the rules. Black people shouldn't be paying for nothing. Not paying for nothing. Didn't dare you to call the police. I'm leaving with these groceries. Lady, is you crazy? Is you crazy? This is already paid for. You're lucky that it only cost you $100 in groceries today, but I'll be back tomorrow to get some more.
I forgot my bananas. Hey,
you know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying?
I think it's time that we should wrap it up. You had something else you wanted to say? You had something else you wanted to add to it?
Just for black people, man, start asking for things. Start asking for real, measurable benefits. We talked about voting. The thing with that is, go purchase the politician. If you didn't put any money towards this person, how come you think you're going to get something from this person? They don't care. He don't know you voted. He's not looking at that or he or she. They don't care. They have to do something for the people that they know run this thing and got them there. That's who they have to do something for. Just like the prosecutors and the cops. Why would I prosecute a white police officer when white people have to vote me in? And I have a mortgage. I have kids in private school. I have a wife. All that goes away if they don't reelect me because I persecuted a police officer, a white man, for killing a black man. That's why it doesn't happen. Okay? They want every 4 years they have to come back in. So they're going to pander. They're going to cater to the people that put the money behind these. Put the money behind them and put them in that seat. If we ain't put the money behind them, that put them in the seat. Okay. Money runs politics. Politics, we got it backwards. We think politics going to dictate where the benefits go. No. Money dictates the politics.
Right.
All the time. They work for them people, man. We don't have nobody working for us. Biden don't work for us. Trump don't work for us. Nobody, even Obama, he didn't work for us. That's obvious. Hillary don't work for us. Nobody works for us.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Nobody. How somebody work for the workers? We the labor class. That's why they brought us there. That's why we was the slaves. We just said we was the property. Property can't own property. Our property gonna get something. Your TV don't own the TV.
Hey,
your iron don't own the iron.
Think about it, folks.
You know what I'm saying? Your cat don't own a cat.
Open your mind.
Your dog don't own a dog. It's in the Constitution. We are equivalent to an animal or a field tool. That's what our life is worth here. Look at your Constitution. Look at it. You don't believe me? Look it up. Look at it. Research it. Your Constitution is white affirmative action. They get perpetual rights while we have to renew ours every 25 years, even though we've been in this country for hundreds of thousands of years before white people ever showed up. But we the ones that got to keep renewing ourselves every 25 years while they get perpetual one. They ain't never got to worry about it. That's why they sleep good. And that's why black people die so early, because you're stressed about this place you're in that you had to live under. Look at it. Look at your country. They rewrote it twice. And in both of them, you ain't nothing worth. That's why you think they had to go back and do the 13th, 14th, 15th Amendment to put something in it, because you wasn't in the first one. You wasn't in the first one. They had to go back and do it again. And now everybody else get the benefit from the 13th, 14th. Your immigrants, your Hispanics, your white women, your one-legged dogs, two-eyed, nine-eyed goldfish. Everybody gets something from it, except for black people. You don't get nothing. Look at your Constitution. You better go rip that up. You better go burn that one and rewrite that, because that's why things keep happening to you. Because of that. That says you ain't worth nothing. Why should the cop respect you? It says it in there. No black man has rights that are bound, that a white man is bound to respect. Dred Scott. Look it up. Dred Scott. He's a free man that was trying to tell people, I'm not a slave, I'm a free man. He said, white people ain't got to respect what you're saying. You a slave. Come here, boy. Dred Scott case. Constitution. Yeah. This is what's got you locked and boxed. Mm-hmm. This is what's got you locked in. You ain't worth no more. Look at Fannie Lou Hamer, 1968 documentary. That white man said, we look at black people like a superior pet. This is why they love LeBron James. And it's why they attend the game. You ever look at a basketball game or a football game, ain't nothing there but white people watching superior pets. We love when you 360 dunk slam and all that on Sunday, but on Monday, we'll kill your ass. We'll watch you on Sunday jump over that pile and score that touchdown, but on Monday, we got the rights to kill you now when it's all over, when the entertainment is all over. We love how fast you run, how high you jump, how you tackle, how you do that there on Sunday, but on Monday, bullets can be in your ass. You know that, right? Okay. All right. You a superior pet, man. That's why they love. That's why celebrities and entertainers is safe in a safe category. In a safe category when you entertain white people. That's what we was doing on the slave ship. It took for 3-4 months to get across the water. What you going to do in 3-4 months? You can't be bored. You got to go get some of them slaves, bring them up from the gully, and let them tell some comedy jokes or something. Do some wrestling, some boxing, some damn dunking, or do something. It's going to take 3 months to get across this water. And when we was in the slave house, we was doing the same thing. When we was on plantation, you entertain the master and his family. That's why they safe. That's why they ain't gonna mess with them. They are safe as a damn birth control pill, man. They safe because you entertain. As long as you entertain them white people, you good. But the moment you want to stop, you're out of here. That's what Colin Kaepernick is about. That's what all of the ball players that started to realize what was going on and said, oh, wait a minute, ain't finna be your entertainment no more. They get them out of there. You don't see them no more. You don't hear from them no more. As long as you entertain the white people, you good. The moment you really want to get some nuts about yourself, that's why they gave Ali all that trouble. Once he realized who he was and where he was living, and he started talking different, then they started attacking him. But long as he was just the shut up champ and fight, they was cool with him. But when he started to run, that's why they said, we're going to shut your mouth one day. And that's what they did, man. Made him start shaking and made him couldn't talk no more. We thought that meant they was going to kill him. They said, oh, no, we ain't got to kill him. We just hit him with a needle, hit him with something to make him start. His speech is messed up now. He always said it. We're going to fix your mouth. We're going to fix your mouth. Okay, they hate that. The same white people that was cheering for him, loving him, the boxing, the champ. When he started to realize what America was really about, they started to hate him. That should tell you a lot about white people. As long as you entertaining me, nigga, you good. But the moment you don't want entertainment no more, you ain't good no more. You ain't good no more. I don't care how anybody feel about that. You better do your history. You better go. You better do something.
And there you have it right
That's why.
there.
Why you think it? Okay, yeah. In the psychological, I mean, look at parents now. You don't even have to talk about it for parents. As soon as a black baby is born, the first thing you put in their crib is a damn basketball, or football, or baseball, because you know. You watching the movie. Only way this boy can be good is if he damn entertaining white people. If I try to make him a scholar, he might not get nowhere. Just think about that. I see it all the time. Babies being born, the first thing I see, the baby ain't been on earth but 24 hours, and they already taking a picture with a goddamn, like they athlete. You don't even know what this baby going to be in life, but already you trying to make him into a football star. You ain't want to put a book in there, a book about Martin Luther King or Malcolm X or Marcus Garvey. You ain't think he was going to be a scholar, but the moment the damn black baby is born, the first thing we trying to make him into is an athlete. Baby ain't been out of the coochie for 5 minutes, and he already a basketball player. He already a baseball player. He already a football player. The shit gets on my nerves, man.
I can hear it.
We don't
I
even
can hear it in your voice.
We can't even. We can't even
you
fight
forgot
the
I was
fight,
here,
man.
didn't you? You forgot I was here.
I did. I really did. My bad, cuz. My bad.
I was just
My bad,
I was letting
man.
you have it. I was letting you have it, man. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. As long as you don't get mad,
it's gonna be
right?
good.
As long as you
Nah,
don't get
man.
mad.
Nope.
As long as you don't get mad. Well, look,
we good. Just tell the truth.
I want to thank you for being honest and truthful and being open, and I want to thank you for listening to Let's Not Argue here on New Tools Radio. Check us out. Check us out at newtoolsradio.com. Download the New Tools Radio app at the Google from the Google Play Store. One of them, Google Play Store, and of course, you can follow New Tools Radio on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And then, of course, you got Go Vegan Philly Restaurant, and check them out.
Sir.
And check them out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as well. And go get some good food. Go get some of that.
You better.
Some of that good fried chicken with a K. Well, actually, chicken does have a K. You know what I'm saying? It's spelled differently. It's spelled differently.
But yeah, man. But come on. But like I said, I believe equality is when everybody is independent. That's what equality is to me. When you got a car and I got a car. Equality to me ain't when you got a car and I don't, and I try to force you to pick me up every Saturday in your car. Equality is when you have a school and I have a school. You have a hospital and I have a hospital. You have a bank, I have a bank. You got supermarkets, I got supermarkets. Ain't nothing wrong with that. People try to make sense of something that's not separation or segregation. That's everybody's independent, so nobody's dependent on anybody, but we can all still trade with each other. We can all still coexist with each other and mingle and hang out and do all of that and have fun and everything. But just to make sure things stay righteous, I got my own. I don't have to depend on you, and that might be stressful for you for knowing that I got to depend on you. That's even stressful for you. Absolutely. To know that, damn, I know he needs his ride every Saturday, but damn, I was trying to go to the baseball game or I had to go, I got to pick up my mama, but I know he got to get, you know what I'm saying? That's even stressful on the person you got to depend on, let alone stressful on the person, the dependent person that needs, you know what I'm saying? But when everybody got a car, like I said, you good. You don't have to depend on nobody. But again, just in case, being as though we cordial and we friends, just to say one day my car might break down. You wouldn't mind picking me up. Because, I'm independent. I got my car, but mine broke down today. Yeah, can you give me a ride? Well, yeah, I'll come pick you up and give you a ride. But you won't want that every day. You want me every single day now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the world we should be in. Not depending on other people, but being independent. And just in case we might need a helping hand or reach out, either way it goes, you can get it because we know everybody good for it. Everybody good for it. Sometimes, there you have it. You know what I'm saying? We good.
There you have it. Well, look, like I said, thank you for listening to Let's Not Argue with Sean Thomas and myself. Of course, if you have any comments on today's show, just leave them below. Let us know what you think. And, we can read your comments on the show. We can discuss your comment. We can tackle anything, whatever. We tackle any subject that's needed to be tackled. We don't shy away from it. We don't shy away from it.
No.
So, with that being said, we'll talk to y'all next time right here on Let's Not Argue, right here on New Tools Radio.
Best podcast in the world.
There you go. Peace out, y'all.